Well, and that leads us to kind of what you shared today. You mind sharing with our listeners how this has got you thinking about life being like a bank account?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, so 6 months, the past 6 months, I've constantly been thinking about morality for whatever reason. And I guess being that young kid, I would always be like, I'll get to it. Or death, that don't happen. That only happens in big cities. And now, like, the older I get, the more I realize that, like, man, you never fucking know, dude. Mm-hmm. Like with you and Sean, the experiences you guys went through. 1 minute this, next minute, what the fuck? Now I'm wearing a fucking shock vest. But yeah, I was listening to our podcast, and it's the Bad Days one. And it's funny because I wanted to bring this up too, Josh. This is when me and you both changed our rates together. And I remember how impactful it was, and it just felt good. And it's always cool when Josh McCarron's like, wow, I got a lot from you guys. And I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. That was one of my favorite episodes. I definitely learned a lot on that one. Yeah. Stuff that I still use today, for sure.
Man. And so it just made me pull over, and I don't know, I'm a person that I can read something, and I may have to read it 3 or 4 times before I understand it. And what I mean by understand is like visually have a picture in my head of what it looks like. So I was listening to it, and I was thinking of this analogy, and it was like bank accounts. Well, imagine, and you know, I know what's in my bank account right now, so I can spin and spin and spin, and when it gets too close, then I can start to be conservative and not be balls to the wall with it and just spend it on all this stupid shit. And then it had me thinking like, well, fuck, life. How many times do I spend my time with dealing and doing stupid shit when I'm completely unaware of when that bank account runs out? So it was kind of the analogy that, like, basically be mindful of who you're spending your time with and what you're spending your time on, because you can't see the balance, and you don't know if you still got $1 million in that bank account, or if you've got fucking 9 days left, or if you're going to have a brain aneurysm tonight when you go to sleep.
And when you turned 40, you said that to your sponsor.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, dude, I got
50% of my life's over with. And he was like, shit, it might be 95% of your life.
You don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like,
looking back. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, and just to think, it's like, you know, I will spend more money on a better quality of shoe, or one that I think is popular, or people might think I'm cooler if I'm wearing it. Like these fucking glasses, $400 Gucci glasses, right? So it's like, yeah, cool, whatever. But how could I have spent my money more wisely, or more self-serving to me or others? How many times have I went and hung out with someone who I thought was a shiny, nice pair of Gucci glasses, but only to find out that, like, it was toxic and it didn't really serve me well because I can't get that. I can make that fucking money back again. I can't make that hour, day, week, month again. You know, I was locked up in prison for 2 years consecutively with everything that I've done time-wise. I've lost 5 years of my life basically being a slave to the city or the government and making $18 a month. And it's like, I can't get that time back. So I need to be more mindful of who I'm giving my time to, and is it benefiting me, us, in the long run? So it's just, you know, it made me think of all these things. And then atop of that, like all this death and stuff. And it's like, man, if I could be in any of their minds right now, you know, are they thinking like, man, I should have done this, or maybe I shouldn't have got high that day, or, you know, and really, in like my sponsor's daughter's case, and poses a whole new question of like, because she wasn't doing shit wrong, just sitting at a stoplight. So it's like, well, I guess that poses the question of like even more because you could die at any moment. So make sure every single moment counts.